Hello everybody, welcome to a external secrets operator community meeting. I'm Gustavo. I'll be the host today. Just as typical reminders, we do have a code of conduct. Basically, we cannot be jerks with each other here. Try to find peaceful ways to resolve conflicts. Uh, As always, our meeting agenda is available in HackMD. I'm going to put it here on the chat if anyone needs it. Uh, if anyone wants to introduce themselves to this first call, now it's a good time.
I guess that's for me.
I,
Hello, I am Sebastian, known as Seb. Um, I'm a senior cloud native engineer. That's a long title at Container Solutions, and I'm a contributor at External Secret Operator. That's me.
nice to see you here, Seb.
Nice to be here.
Having said that, if we look at our agenda, it's been a while since we had a community meeting. I think the time that we had before at 3:30 p.m. Berlin time was simply not working. So we might need to change that. That's why this community meeting especially has a different time, but probably that will hang around. Having said that, that duly noted, the very first topic that we have in the agenda, I added it. It is the 0.8.0 release.
Yeah, I think there's like one PR missing, I believe, and a couple of others would be great, like great to have them in, but like I guess I wouldn't wait for too long, because the 0.7.2, which is the current one, I believe, there's a security vulnerability which can only be fixed through change in Go mod, so we have to prep a new release. We cannot simply just rebuild the container and pull a new version of dependencies, so we have to do a release soon
Uh,
to accommodate that.
Regarding that PR, it's regarding the Helm unit tests and the CRD's manipulation should not install the conversion, right? I already approved that.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I read the comment, but I didn't have the time to address them. I would like. It's just a minor thing that I'll just tackle soon, hopefully. Maybe later today, depending on it. And then I can just prep the next release.
Yeah, my point with that comment is regarding users. Now, for users to actually test the Helm charts, they need to install the Helm plugin. Just have a comment there. Don't think it's really needed to have that PR going, especially if that's really what's blocking us from having 0.8.
Yeah, I
For
can.
just one, I'll also like to the people seeing here, the 0.8 is a release that not only has security patches, also provides dynamic vault secret generation plus several metadata fetches that we can do across multiple providers. So it is a very cool release.
Yeah, it has been quite a while since the last release, and there are a lot of changes in there. Yeah, and I'm really happy to do the release and hope that nothing breaks.
If you want, I can merge that PR and do the release if you're too busy.
Yeah, sure. If you have the time for it, sure. Though it could be that this home unit test thingy kind of breaks the release, because it does some install thingy. So when you change the tag and the pipeline runs, but the image actually doesn't exist, it could be that this just breaks. So we then have to remove it. Just so you're aware of it, I didn't have the time to test that or look deeper into it. So there could be some failure related to that.
Okay,
Yeah,
duly
and apart from
noted.
that, I also like created this 0.8.0 release issue um, to just have sort of a checklist to go through when we're doing release, to make sure that like all the documentation is up to date, to just ensure that everything is good. And I guess it makes sense to, at some point in the future, to create a release issue template that we can use to just create a new release. But yeah, that's all to be discussed in a different issue that are also linked in that one, that tries to find out a long-term support release process that we need to figure out once we want to move towards GA, to provide these sort of patches for existing releases where we actually need to do code changes, like the release that we want to do with 0.8.
This would also mean that we need to find better ways to bump our Go mod dependencies, make the flow with uh, depend about automatic again. So then it will be easier to carry on bumping patches to the releases that we are still maintaining.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Seeing that issue, it's even one of the issues mentioned in the GA release. On the meeting notes, we have a link for the kind of a project view of the issues that we are wanting to do for GA release. Currently, I think there are over 20 issues, maybe 21 issues, most of them around design and processes when we get to the whole LTS GA availability. Uh, I've put the second topic here just to really question, do we think it might be something that it's missing here that we might want to add?
Not sure. I don't think so.
For me, it also seems pretty solid, but it might be something to take a look if there is any bugs that we might also want to include, just like the templating bugs that were there for a while.
I'm sorry. What is the link that you're
I'm putting it
looking at?
in here as well. For some reason, I am offline from. Okay, now I'm back online. It's
Okay, no, I see this, but I don't see the. I see 0.6 and 1.0 GA.
yes, it's
Am I
for the
missing something?
1.0 GA.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about 0.8. Okay.
0.8 is tracked in an issue, but maybe it's a good idea to add it here as well. It is uh, done in terms of what we wanted. There are some couple PRs that will enter, but they will enter as patches, so 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put that in here. So the link is there. Which is basically new providers, metadata policy for Kubernetes, metadata policy for GCP, and merge policy for templates, plus bug fixes on templates.
I think there's one thing that doesn't strictly belong to the GA, which would be the push secrets for the Kubernetes provider. Like strictly speaking, it's not really needed for GA, but I think it's quite important to get that in rather soon. So I would just leave it where it is. So it's part of that milestone, and we can
I
just
agree.
tackle it.
I agree. It allows a lot of cool use cases. So
Yeah.
for now, nothing really that catches our attentions regarding the GA release. I did add a comment of my template issue, if I recall correctly here. Just to know that the PR is open. I did need to do a bad pattern by the controller runtime call that we normally did when we did a creation policy owner did not support configuring client options. So, and it is something that we needed to do in order to properly tackle the fields. The basic issue with the templating that was keeping the keys was because we didn't do a proper cleanup lifecycle of the keys whenever the external secret was up to date, was updated. So conceptual changes there. The changes are small. I think it's under 100 lines of code, but they are a little bit conceptual. It is worth to take a look at that PR. I tried to test it with every use case I could think of, merge policies, deletion policies, everything you can imagine. Things seem in place, but anyways, because it is a conceptual change, might be good to have other sets of eyes there. But it does fix the bug, so
Yeah, cool. I'll definitely put some time into it to reproduce the old issue with an old version and see if it fixes the issue and just try to break it somehow. I'll definitely take a look at it.
awesome. Next one to comment on GA release, metadata policy. We were quite far behind on our last community meeting, thanks to Seb. We're basically almost done now. So shout
Yeah, thanks a
out.
lot.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the help.
Sure.
And I think this is the main topic for GA release. Next one is KubeCon preparations.
Yeah, I think for the booth. Oh no, it's just talks first. Sorry.
Yeah, for talks, I just mentioned the talks exist, but we still need to create. For the CRD talks, me and Lucas are trying to find a time to have a common ground. I already created a basic structure sent to him. He needs to take a look and review, and then when we have something more solid, I will loop you in to also take a look and comment out.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, if you need feedback, just let us know, I guess. And also, if you wanna just have a test audience that
Yeah,
listens
a
to
run
your
dry.
then you can just
Sure.
make a session that we can listen
Oh,
and
I
give
will do
feedback.
that. That's a good one. The next one is the KubeCon talk. This one we already had it kind of prepared for a while, right?
Yeah. Actually, like I have a slide deck and I reused it like for like different talks for different conferences, and but I have to prepare like a new talk for KubeCon because I am not allowed to give the talk before KubeCon. So
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
Yeah, there's some sort of disclaimer that I actually even missed because I'm giving a talk tomorrow at CNCF Hamburg meetup, and the organizer told me that I'm not allowed to give my KubeCon talk because of that small kind of detail.
Ah,
So I was surprised, but yeah, I have this slide deck and I just changed like a couple of things for depending
Change a
on the
little bit
context
of
of
the focus as well, right? Because I think
yeah
the slide decks that I originally had, they also had the security twist. I
yeah
think we
yeah
are on
exactly.
the onboarding track. I forgot the name, the newbies track on KubeCon, if I recall correctly.
Mm, you mean like the experience level, or
Yes, I think we're not set for advanced users, right?
could be? I gotta recheck that, but yeah, I like a slide deck with like different focuses like
Yeah,
GitOps or security, and for this one I'll just make it high level and probably focus on like the community part of it. Just explain a little bit more like how the project works like on a high level, and then like present a couple of different use cases and features that like everyone basically needs, and give them like a maybe even a demo. Not sure. Like demos are pretty hard. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably might probably be just talking. I guess demos are pretty tough.
we
So yeah,
can probably just link them to go to the booth and see the demos there. Which
yeah,
goes to the
yeah.
next
Good
point.
point.
Booth.
Yeah, good transition. Awesome.
Smooth, right?
hmm
So we do have a prep slide deck for the booth here. This
Yeah,
is
I
like
added that.
standard content.
Yeah, I think we have a monitor and we just need to prep some content that we can show interested people. So I guess I would just uh, recycle the slide text that I already have and put in there. I guess like there's one slide which like points out like all the different features, and like a couple of slides that show common use cases like AWS multi-account setup, or like having a shared vault with multiple different tenants that have like their own access role and stuff like that. All of that I guess it's all already part of the documentation, anyways. So I just
Yeah,
throw that into a couple
about
of
that,
slides. And,
on KubeCon EU on Valencia, the other booths they all had some sort of quick start guides and Git repos that they could just jump in and press some buttons, and then show to the people that were on the booth what was happening.
ooh. Mhm.
This is something that we could leverage, even if we need a live cluster for it to have things already bootstrapped. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
can actually leverage that to have like real solid examples on how things are going and explain the flows, etc.
Mm. That sounds good, but that probably needs a little bit more preparation. Because I guess like everyone who's there at the booth and he needs his laptop and needs credentials to that cluster. So we got to make sure that everyone has access, knows how to run the demo. Yeah,
Agree.
not sure if we all like have the time for that. Um,
What we can
yeah,
do maybe is have just one cluster for how we handle with federation of credentials, either GCP, AWS, Azure, you name it, uh, and then just have GitHub repo with some easy to use examples that people can just do, apply the
mhm.
repo, and then they
Yeah,
can set up their own accounts either
yeah,
in, and the standard vault always works, right? So,
yeah, yeah.
and
I
I think
was just thinking. Sorry, I was just thinking it could be nice to have something like provide with the GCP credential or something to a safe environment of ours, and have people telling us what's the value from the secret that we have hidden over there. We tell them the name of the secret. Show us the value of the secret in your laptop. It's an
Also, they
external
should like
secret
set it
operator.
up.
Yeah, yeah. It's a long and also I saw that in the last year in QCon Valencia, the guys from Linker did it. Of course, they have like really cool swag to give away. I don't know what you guys are going to have.
we're going to have a booth and a monitor.
Here's the monitor. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we can have like maybe have a QR code there that points to a poll and ask people like what kind of secret
Features.
management
Yeah.
thing they have or like feature they. Yeah, I guess asking people for features they want to have. I'm not sure if that is
Yeah.
what you're suggesting.
Even though I believe we will hear secrets encryption as like the number one feature that they all want to have.
Mm. Well,
Just saying.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
If it is there, it means that other people are not doing it right, right? I mean,
That's
yeah,
a fair point. Yeah.
yeah,
There are reasons to it, right? Messing with etcd is something that everyone tries to avoid.
yeah.
Anyways, I did my own rant here by accident. So, next bit is schedule time slots. Yes, we super should have rotation, especially because we have a talk to give. I don't think it's fair for you to be on the booth while you're doing the talk, Moritz.
That's hard.
Yeah, I totally agree. This one we can maybe take an action item even, right?
It's gonna be the three of you two and Lucas.
I'm asking if anyone from Container Solutions that is going to KubeCon could also join the rotation, but then
Mm-hmm.
it's completely free for them. Still didn't get much return on that.
Yeah,
But I will try to get the many people that I can, basically. I want to
yeah,
enjoy the talks as well, not be on the booth.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
can also
Yeah.
drive that sheet at least because I have the email with the time interval that we need to be on the booth. Okay. I think I'm going to skip this one and go to the next one. I would like to ask to promote Seb to be one maintainer. I already spoke to him about it. Uh, Needed to do some convincing, but eventually I think he wants to. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
in order to have the quorum that we need, which will be 66%, I also asked Lucas to say his vote on a public channel, which he did. He is in favor. I'm
Oh,
also in
me too.
favor. I'm Moritz is in favor. So congrats. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping in.
Sure, thank you.
Now we need to add Gomez to the maintainer list. Email CNCF. We need to update some CNCF spreadsheets and repos as well, right?
Yeah.
I can also take that action, even though for the CNCF bit I might not fully remember.
Yeah, I probably need to dig that out from some old issue. From the
Yeah,
CNCF onboarding issue, probably. I think
yeah,
everything should point to that.
yeah. I'll get at the issue, see what we need to update, and then open PRs there, adding Sab. But most importantly, already starting adding him to the maintainers group, and then figuring out the rest.
Cool. Awesome.
Next point would be going over open PRs.
You know what's funny when you Gustavo proposed it to me and I thought about it and I saw that we have in the external secrets repo we have a maintainers.md file and I'm already there. It's an old file that no, it's
Huh.
I don't know. So
Maybe
I'm
for
going to work on
CNCF, then
that.
you are already a maintainer.
Uh, I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
that
I wanted to
maintainers
update that
file
file.
was something that they required us to add.
Oh, really? Okay.
I will double check that, but okay. That makes it
Okay.
easy. One less action. Uh, Regarding open PRs, if I can switch the subject very quickly,
Sure.
because then I
Sure.
want to also do some talks after the community meeting if you still have time.
Mhm.
We have a lot of open PRs which are new providers, right?
Yeah.
Like Conjure provider, Cloak Secrets, kind of a provider,
Mm.
Scaleway, and Onboard Base, which
Yeah.
probably means that we need to figure out the plugin like provider sometime soon
Yeah.
so we can not bloat our code base out.
Yeah, I agree. That would be quite important to get that going. I thought about it like in context of the 1.0/GA release. I thought like, yeah, it would be great to have it, but it's probably more important to ship that other stuff. I'm sort of in between. I think it's very important to like all the infosec people out there to just make the providers pluggable and to just load that bits of dependencies and code and whatnot, which is really needed. So that way, attackers aren't able to use some provider which isn't even in use by a particular company. So to prevent that, we just need to like selectively disable them. And I think like from a security perspective, it is super important to get that going. Though I'm not sure. Like I guess like strictly speaking, it's not really relevant
Clear
for
how.
1.0.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. For 1.0, not, but we totally need to take a look at it.
yeah. I guess like
Totally
at
agree.
least like a design. We should come up with a design at
We
least
should have a strategy. Agree.
and
Especially
put it
because there are
into.
some requirements that we need to gather as well. I was discussing using HashiCorp's Go plugin with Lucas to do that, and he mentioned that even for RPC loaded libraries, which is the case, it is not very likely that security people like that, just like they don't like DLLs. So it is something that we need to figure out how to really, really, really do it on a level that it's clean, or provide a path for those that cannot use the RPC way or the DLL way or whatever the way that we create. I agree
Yeah.
with you. We need to have a strategy by GA and then implement it afterwards. Uh, Helm unit tests. We are there. There is the PR that I mentioned about the merge policy, metadata policy for GCP. We have two of them. I think we should probably keep the one that is older here.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not sure. Did someone already respond to
I
Ronelli?
I did on a private message. He works at
Okay.
Container Solutions as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was helping him with that. It was something that we paired to do together, and then we realized somebody else was already working on it. So, and he told me that he had spoken to you, Gustavo.
I forwarded him another issue that we need. The data from find standardization is going to take that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he told me.
So
Cool.
can we then just close that off right now?
Yes.
Less PR.
It's always good.
Also sending a sorry, right? There you go. One PR less. Then we have cloak secrets. This one I don't really think it fits as a provider because it's basically how to configure webhook to support cloak. But I do think it is worth to add it to the provider supported providers page, like cloak secrets parenthesis via webhook provider close parenthesis, because it is the way that most new users would be able to see the information quickly, figure out what they need to do, and then find out the guides that help them to do the how-tos, basically.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Next is metadata for Kubernetes. I think you sent some updates today, even, right, Seb?
Um, I, I don't know. No, not today, but yesterday. Yes. I can't find it now. I'm looking at the pull request. Wait, mine pull request. No, I was looking at issues. Never mind.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I didn't have the time yet to take a look at it, but I'll do that soon.
It's looking good for me. I think
Okay,
we're
let me ask you. Let me ask you something. Do we have? Do we also have that metadata fetch in other providers for the data from when you want to get many secrets?
for Azure Key Vault, which was the original feature, yes.
Okay. Because when
For
I worked for AWS, I didn't put it in the data from. It was just in the
That's
data.
because the AWS provider specifically, it does
Yeah.
the data from by calling the same API as the data. So the get secret map actually calls get secret under the hood. So when you
Hmm.
implement it to the get secret map already inherited it in theory.
Okay. I didn't check that.
While
I didn't
maybe
test it.
it's worth for us to then do a test, but it should be in place with
Yeah.
that philosophy. The only provider that didn't follow that approach is Kubernetes. That is the inverted logic. It does a get secret map first to then get the secret. Used to do it.
Yeah, I changed that.
Yeah,
I had to because I had no way of for the get secret map to know if I was being called from a data from or from data. So
yeah,
I changed it.
makes total sense. But yeah, we probably need to double check the implemented providers if their features are also aligned. So let me put that as an extra item here. Basically, we need to be sure that they are all standardized. So they all can get labels. If labels are available, they all can get annotations. They all can get data from. They all can get.
Yeah.
Uh, what else do we have here? Then we have some very, very old PRs, even one that is stale. Oh, we have one PR that I am. We have one PR actually for Kubernetes labels in metrics. I don't think the PR, the contributor actually responded to your comments yet, right, Moritz?
Yeah, we did that via Kubernetes Slack, and he moved it to a draft, and he wants to come back at some point.
Okay. The next one I'm working with, it's also from Container Solutions. It's from Cindy. I'm working with her on it, but she is right now on leave. I think 2 weeks leave. So when she comes back, we'll tackle it. I think it's almost already there. It wasn't a big feature. So, anyways, I can also take that one if she needs to drop it.
Which one is it?
Next, it's the 2023.
All right.
Next one is a webhook port to other value than the kubelet. This one we might just change the PR name to or close the PR and just update the docs because that was the conclusion in the PR.
Yeah, I agree.
Should I close it then and then say that we are going to update the docs?
Yeah, makes sense.
As decided in today's community meeting, we are cre- creating, we are updating the docs to reflect the default forgate case and will close this PR. Thanks again for the interest and contribution, Carlos Santana. I find so nice that Carlos Santana is contributing to this project. One, he's
Yeah,
Brazilian. Two, he's like big AWS guy.
yeah,
Next one. Okay, so that one is done. Then we have Vault Role ID from Kubernetes Secret. I pinged the contributor this week even, no response. We might just take the PR from him if he doesn't mind. I will suggest him that. Next one is Alibaba RRSA of support.
yeah. I'm still waiting for feedback from Maxim. Um, yeah, I guess I'm gonna ping now and ask for status update. I saw someone else from Alibaba Cloud. Oh, actually, he responded last week. So yeah, it looks like he'll be pushing in a couple of days or so. So yeah, that's in progress.
The next one is a documentation PR from Tony Loves DevOps. This one I think we might want to just take. It's been a while. His last update was when I have time, I will do it. So probably he just is out of time.
Yeah,
I can take that one out. And then after my doc PR is on, we can close this one. Let me just note. What's the number? 1451.
He even laughed when he said, "When I get some spare time, ha ha,
Yeah.
I will update the P."
yeah,
Uh, then we have Conjure Provider. I'm not sure what's the status on this one.
yeah. No updates since February.
Maybe we can ping the contributor Polar CZ one more time, and if they don't respond, we might just close the PR then.
I'll do that.
What
And
do
the
we do in
last,
these cases? Like if it's something that we want, but it's not complete or it's something missing. Do we
If
take it
we
from there?
if we want to do it, we take it from there.
Okay,
If we don't really want to do it, something that the community is driven, then we just close it.
okay, makes
Which I
sense.
guess is the case. I would rather not add more providers voluntarily.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's quite a complex thing. I guess it depends. Like simple things, we can just take them over and finish them and bring them over the finish line. And like these bigger chunks of work, like a new provider, yeah, they'll require a lot of effort, and it's unclear if it actually provides any value for anyone. So yeah, just close it. And if someone else feels like it, they can just reopen it, rebase, and continue working
yeah.
on it.
Exactly. And the last one is removing orphans logic. This one was done by Daniel a while back ago. I couldn't sync up with him yet, but there was a merge that supposedly make the test that was failing to pass merge to main. So it might have been something regarding versions. The issue that was there was super weird. We couldn't really figure that out. This one I can also do a last ping attempt to him, and if he doesn't, he can't, he doesn't have the capacity, I can push that over the line because this one is a bug fix, so we actually want to have it.
Mhm.
I will also put on the meeting notes, just getting the number 1389. Oh my god, 1389.
Yeah.
It's quite old.
I remember when that was like fresh new, like yesterday.
July 26th.
Cool. We've gone through all the PRs. There is also the last point on the agenda. I put a lot of things as action items that were okay. Is only if we had audience is the topic about event-driven asynchronous reconciliation on external secrets. Since I don't believe we have anyone from the community wanting to go to the topic here, am I right? We can just skip it.
Yeah.
Sorry for the big meeting. Thank you all that joined so far. I appreciate it. Cheers. Now, where is the stop button? Here.